The dust storms on Mars had finally settled when Dr. Maya Chen made the discovery that would forever change humanity's place in the cosmos. The alien artifact sat half-buried in the rust-colored soil, its obsidian surface untouched by millennia of harsh Martian weather. As she brushed away the final layer of dust, her hand trembled not from the cold, but from the realization that this was unlike anything humanity had ever encountered. "Mission Control, we've got something here that defies explanation," she reported, her voice steady despite her racing heart. The artifact's surface rippled like liquid metal under her scanner's beam, responding to human technology in ways that shouldn't be possible. The next few months transformed the Olympus Mons research station into humanity's most crucial scientific installation. Teams of researchers worked around the clock, trying to understand a technology so advanced it bordered on magic. But it was Dr. Chen who first realized the truth. This wasn't just a random find. It was a test. "Look at how it responds to our interactions," she explained to the United Earth Council during an emergency session. The holographic display behind her showed the artifact's surface shifting and changing as it interfaced with various human technologies. It's not just sitting there passively. It's learning about us while teaching us about itself. This was left here deliberately. The council chambers erupted in heated debate. Some argued for caution, others for aggressive research. But they all fell silent when Maya played her final piece of evidence, a decoded message hidden deep within the artifact's quantum matrix. "To those who find this, prove yourselves worthy." What followed was an unprecedented mobilization of human resources and intellect. The artifact, they discovered, contained weapons technology beyond anything humanity had dreamed possible. But more importantly, it contained something else: a challenge. Each breakthrough led to another puzzle. Each solution revealed another layer of complexity. Dr. Sarah Wong, head of quantum mechanics at the Mars facility, was the first to notice something odd about how humans interacted with the technology. "Our brains are adapting to it," she reported, showing brain scans of the research team. "The neural plasticity readings are off the charts. We're not just learning this technology. We're evolving to understand it." The breakthrough came 6 months after the initial discovery. Maya's team had not only decoded the artifact's secrets, but had begun improving upon them. Humanity's unique ability to adapt, to innovate, to push beyond established limits had turned what was meant to be a test into something more. They weren't just using the technology, they were transcending it. "We need to be careful," Maya warned during a private meeting with military officials. "Whatever civilization left this here, they're watching. Every advance we make, every improvement we implement, we're sending a message to the stars." She was more right than she knew. High above Mars, beyond the detection range of Earth's most advanced sensors, the first observers had already arrived. The Hegemony's scout ships hung in the void, their crews watching with growing concern as humanity did the impossible, not just mastering the test technology, but expanding upon it in ways its creators had never imagined. "This changes everything," the Hegemony's observer reported back to their council. "They're not just passing the test, they're rewriting it." Back on Mars, Maya stood at the observation window of the research facility, watching as the latest prototype defense system underwent testing. The quantum shield generators, based on the artifact's technology but enhanced by human innovation, created patterns of energy that even the artifact's original creators hadn't thought possible. "Dr. Chen," her assistant's voice carried an edge of excitement, "we're detecting some unusual readings from the outer system. Multiple objects decelerating from FTL speeds." Maya felt a chill run down her spine. She had known this day would come, the day humanity's progress would attract attention. But as she watched the distant lights of approaching ships appear in the Martian sky, she couldn't help but smile. Whatever was coming, humanity was ready. "Send word to Earth," she ordered, her voice calm and determined. "Tell them first contact is imminent. And tell them," she paused, watching as more lights appeared in the sky, "tell them we've passed the test. Now it's time for the real challenge to begin." As alarms began to sound throughout the facility, Maya reflected on how far they'd come. The artifact had been meant to test their worthiness, but humanity had done more than that. They had proven themselves not just worthy, but exceptional. Now they would face the consequences of that success, for better or worse. The first ships of the Hegemony were entering Mars orbit, their designs unlike anything human eyes had ever seen. But thanks to the artifact, thanks to humanity's unique ability to adapt and improve, they weren't coming as conquerors to a primitive world. They were coming as equals to a civilization that had done the impossible. And Maya Chen, standing at the window of humanity's greatest research facility, knew that this was just the beginning. The real test wasn't in mastering the artifact's technology. It was in what humanity would choose to do with that power. As the alien ships grew closer, she made a silent promise to ensure that humanity's first steps into the galactic community would be guided by wisdom as much as by strength. The age of isolation was over. Humanity was about to take its place among the stars, armed with technology they had not just mastered, but transcended. The consequences of that achievement would reshape the galaxy forever. The Hegemony's diplomatic vessel was a masterpiece of alien engineering, its crystalline surface refracting the pale Martian sunlight in ways that seemed to defy physics. But Dr. Maya Chen was more interested in the beings emerging from it. The 3 alien representatives, each from a different member species of the Hegemony, moved with deliberate grace through the airlock of the Mars Research Station. The lead diplomat, a towering figure with iridescent scales and compound eyes, introduced himself as Ambassador Zixtel of the Hegemony Council. His companions, a being of pure energy contained within a sophisticated environmental suit and a creature that seemed to shift between gaseous and solid states, positioned themselves beside him. "We come seeking answers." Zixtel's translator device produced perfectly modulated English. "The artifact you discovered was not meant to be improved upon." Maya exchanged glances with General Sarah Rivera, Earth's military representative for this historic meeting. They had expected concern from the galactic community, but the undercurrent of fear in the ambassador's voice was surprising. "The artifact was a test," Maya replied carefully. "We simply solved it in our own way." "No, the energy being pulsed with agitation. You did not simply solve it. You fundamentally altered its nature. Such modifications should be impossible." The meeting deteriorated from there. As the Hegemony representatives reviewed humanity's improvements to the artifact's technology, their alarm grew visibly. The quantum shield generators, the enhanced weapon systems, the neural interface improvements. Each revelation seemed to disturb them more than the last. This level of adaptation, this speed of technological assimilation, Zixtel's scales had darkened to a deep purple of concern. "It is unprecedented. Dangerous." General Rivera stepped forward. "With all due respect, Ambassador, we've done nothing wrong. We found technology. We studied it. We improved it. That's what humans do. That is precisely what concerns us, the gaseous being condensed momentarily into a more humanoid shape. No species should be able to take technology they've never encountered and enhance it beyond its original capabilities within months. It defies all known laws of technological progression." The meeting was interrupted by an urgent communication. On every screen in the facility, tactical displays showed multiple ships emerging from faster-than-light travel at the edge of the solar system. Ships that didn't belong to the Hegemony's diplomatic mission. The Arcanian Empire. Zixtel's translator couldn't fully convey the complex emotions in his voice. "They've been monitoring our communications. They believe humanity represents too great a threat to be allowed to join the galactic community." General Rivera's expression hardened. "How many ships?" "Enough to sterilize your solar system." Maya watched as military personnel rushed to battle stations. The Arcanians had clearly decided that diplomacy was not an option. But they had made one crucial mistake. They had given humanity time to see their ships approaching. "Ambassador," Maya's voice cut through the chaos, "I suggest you move your diplomatic vessel to a safe distance. You're about to witness why attempting to attack Earth was a serious error in judgment. The next few hours demonstrated exactly why humanity would eventually need to be banned from warfare. As the Arcanian fleet approached, humanity's enhanced versions of the artifact's technology began to adapt. The neural interfaces they had developed allowed their weapons operators to analyze and counter Arcanian technology in real time. The first wave of Arcanian ships launched what they believed to be unstoppable quantum-phase torpedoes. They watched in disbelief as human defenders not only neutralized the weapons, but captured several intact, their systems already beginning to decode and improve upon the technology. Impossible, the energy being pulsed with astonishment. They're not just defending, they're learning, adapting, evolving their strategies with each exchange. By the time the second wave of Arcanian ships arrived, humanity had already incorporated their enemies' own technology into their defense systems. The quantum-phase torpedoes now fired back at their creators were more powerful and precise than the originals. The battle lasted less than 6 hours. The Arcanian fleet, believed to be one of the most powerful military forces in the galaxy, retreated in disarray, leaving behind disabled ships that would provide humanity with even more technological insights. In the aftermath, Maya found Ambassador Zixtal staring out at the debris field scattered across Mars' orbit. His scales had shifted to a color she hadn't seen before. "Now you understand," she said quietly. "We didn't want this fight. We would have preferred peaceful contact. But humanity has spent its entire history adapting, surviving, improving. It's not just what we do, it's what we are. The Hegemony Council must be informed immediately." Zixtal's translator struggled to convey the complexity of his response. "This changes everything. Your species, your ability to not just use technology but to understand it, improve it, adapt it in real time. It makes you dangerous," Maya suggested. "Unprecedented," the ambassador corrected. "And perhaps exactly what this galaxy needs, or its greatest nightmare." As the diplomatic vessel prepared to depart, Maya couldn't help but wonder what the galaxy would make of humanity now. They had proven themselves not just capable of wielding advanced technology, but of transcending it. The question was no longer whether humanity would join the galactic community, but how that community would adapt to humanity's unique capabilities. The age of isolation was truly over, but the real challenges were just beginning. Humanity had revealed itself to be something the galaxy had never seen before, a species that didn't just use technology, but evolved with it. The implications of that revelation would echo across the cosmos, leading to decisions that would reshape the future of galactic warfare forever. News of the Arcanian defeat spread through the galaxy like a shockwave. In the great trading hubs and diplomatic centers of 1,000 worlds, the same question echoed. How had a species that had only just discovered interstellar technology managed to defeat one of the galaxy's most powerful military forces? The answer, as Dr. Maya Chen explained to an emergency session of the Galactic Council, was both simple and terrifying. The council chamber, a vast amphitheater floating in neutral space, held representatives from over 300 species, all of them washed in growing unease as Maya presented her findings. "The human brain," she explained, standing before the assembled representatives, "has an unprecedented capacity for neural adaptation. When we encounter new technology, we don't just learn to use it. We forge new neural pathways to understand it completely." The holographic display behind her showed brain scans of human operators interfacing with alien technology. The neural patterns shifted and evolved in real time, forming new connections that shouldn't have been possible. Within hours of encountering a new weapons system, defense platform, or any other technology, our brains literally rewire themselves to optimize its use. And once we understand something, she paused, letting the implications sink in, we inevitably find ways to improve it. The chamber erupted in concerned murmurs. A representative of the collective mind, a gestalt consciousness of billions of linked organisms, raised what passed for its attention appendage. "You speak of this ability with pride. its thoughts transmitted directly to the translation matrix. Do you not understand what this means? Your species represents an unprecedented threat to galactic stability. Maya stood her ground. We represent change, yes, but threat? That depends entirely on how the galactic community chooses to interact with us. Reports continued to flood in from across known space. A human merchant vessel, attacked by pirates, had not only survived, but had reverse-engineered the pirates' cloaking technology and improved it before the battle was even over. A human mining colony, faced with an aggressive alien predator species, had adapted their mining equipment into defense systems more effective than military-grade weapons. In a secure facility on Earth, General Rivera watched as her teams studied the captured Arcanian technology. What had taken the Arcanians centuries to develop, human engineers were not just understanding but improving upon in weeks. It's not just about warfare, she explained to a visiting delegation from the hegemony. This is about survival. Humanity has always had to adapt or die. We've just gotten very, very good at adapting. The delegation's leader, a being of crystalline thought patterns, emitted waves of concern. That is precisely what terrifies us. There are species that have spent millennia developing their technology. You humans, you see it once and not only understand it, but make it better. Do you have any idea how destabilizing that is? In deep space, a human exploration vessel encountered an ancient automated defense system that had protected a valuable resource for millions of years. Instead of being destroyed by it, the human crew managed to communicate with it, understand it, and improve its protocols within days. The system now recognized them as administrators rather than intruders. Back in the council chamber, the debate raged on. The Arcanian defeat had been just the beginning. Every encounter between humans and alien technology ended the same way, with humanity not just surviving, but emerging stronger, more capable, having learned and improved upon whatever they had faced. This cannot be allowed to continue, the Arcanian representative declared, their crystalline form pulsing with agitation. They are too dangerous to be allowed free access to galactic technology. Maya listened to the rising tide of fear and concern, but her attention was drawn to a small group of representatives who remained thoughtfully silent. They were the oldest species present, races that had seen civilizations rise and fall over millions of years. One of them, a being of pure energy that had evolved beyond physical form eons ago, approached her after the session. They fear you because they do not understand. It communicated directly to her mind. But we have seen something like this before, long ago. A species that could adapt, evolve, improve. Do you know what happened to them? Maya shook her head. They became the guardians of their galaxy, not its conquerors. The question, Dr. Chen, is which path will humanity choose? As Maya prepared to return to Earth, she couldn't help but wonder about that choice. Humanity's ability to adapt and improve upon any technology they encountered made them potentially unstoppable in conventional warfare. But perhaps that very power could be used to forge a different path. The galaxy watched and waited, fear mixing with fascination, as humanity continued to demonstrate their unique capabilities. Every encounter, every conflict, every exchange of technology only served to make them more formidable. Something would have to be done. But what? The answer would come from an unexpected source, and it would change the face of galactic warfare forever. The Meridian Defense Platform, pride of the Galactic Alliance's military might, was supposed to be impenetrable. Its quantum-lock shields had never been breached in 10,000 years of service. Yet General Sarah Rivera watched through the bridge viewport of the Earth ship Prometheus as human engineers not only bypassed those legendary defenses, but improved them, all while under heavy fire. Status report, she commanded, her neural interface humming with incoming data streams. Their shield matrix is remarkably efficient. Lieutenant Kira Patel responded, her enhanced mind already processing the complex energy patterns. But there's a harmonic resonance we can exploit. Give me 10 minutes, and I can make these shields twice as strong as they were designed to be. That was the moment the galaxy truly understood they had a problem. The attack on the Meridian platform had been meant as a show of force, a coalition of worried species attempting to contain humanity's expanding influence. Instead, it became yet another demonstration of why humans couldn't be stopped through conventional warfare. Not only had they survived the assault, but they had also turned their attackers' greatest defensive technology against them. In the aftermath, as the coalition fleet retreated in disarray, the Galactic Council convened an emergency session. The chamber was thick with fear and desperation as species after species reported similar encounters. The Hive Collective had attempted to overwhelm Earth's defenses with billions of autonomous drones. Within hours, human operators had not only decoded the drone control signals, but had reprogrammed the entire swarm to protect Earth instead. The quantum architects, masters of space-time manipulation, had tried to trap the Sol system in a temporal stasis field. They watched in horror as humans adapted to perceive and operate in multiple time streams simultaneously, using the technology to enhance their military response times beyond anything thought possible. Even the dreaded Void Walkers, a species that had evolved to exist partially in another dimension, found their greatest advantage turned against them. Human scientists, after a single encounter, developed technology that could not only detect their phase-shifted vessels, but could also match and exceed their trans-dimensional capabilities. Dr. Maya Chen stood before the council once again, but this time her message was different. "You're looking at this the wrong way," she explained to the assembled representatives. "Every attempt to contain us through force just makes us stronger. We adapt, we learn, we improve. It's not just about technology. It's about survival." The Council's supreme arbiter, a being of pure thought and energy, pulsed with concern. "That is precisely the problem, Dr. Chen. Your species takes days to master what others spend centuries developing. You turn defensive systems into weapons, weapons into shields, and improve everything you touch. There are races here who fear you will render their entire civilization's achievements obsolete within a generation." A new hologram appeared in the chamber, footage from the latest attempt to contain humanity. The Eternals, an ancient race that had developed the power to destroy entire star systems, had threatened to eliminate Sol unless humanity submitted to technological restrictions. The human response had been unprecedented. The recording showed human ships, equipped with hastily adapted versions of captured technology from a dozen different species, not only surviving the Eternals' attack, but redirecting the star-killing energy into a new form of faster-than-light travel. The impossible had become routine. "Enough," the Supreme Arbiter declared, its energy form flickering with intensity. "We cannot defeat them through force. Every attempt only makes them stronger. We must find another way." General Rivera, attending the session alongside Maya, stepped forward. "Perhaps that's been the point all along. Every species here developed their technology gradually, had time to understand its implications, its limits. We humans, we're drinking from a fire hose of technological advancement, adapting as fast as we can to survive. But adaptation doesn't have to mean conflict." The chamber fell silent as the implications of her words sank in. The Arcanian representative, their crystalline forms still bearing scars from their disastrous attempt to subdue Earth, spoke first. "What are you suggesting?" "I'm suggesting," Rivera continued, "that you're all right to be afraid. Humanity's ability to adapt and improve upon any technology we encounter makes us incredibly dangerous in warfare. So maybe the solution isn't to try to stop us. Maybe it's to make sure we never need to use these abilities in war again." Maya watched understanding dawn across the assembled representatives. The very power that made humans unbeatable in warfare could be turned to other purposes. But first, the galaxy would have to make an unprecedented decision, one that would reshape the political landscape of known space forever. As the council began to debate this new possibility, Maya shared a knowing look with General Rivera. Everything that had happened, every demonstration of human adaptability and power, had led to this moment. The galaxy was about to change forever, and humanity would be the catalyst. The question was no longer whether humanity could be defeated in war. They had proven that was impossible. The question now was what price the galaxy would pay to ensure peace, and whether humanity's greatest strength could become something more than just a weapon. The day humanity was banned from galactic warfare began with a ceremony unprecedented in the history of known space. The Great Chamber of the Galactic Council, usually reserved for the most serious deliberations, was filled to capacity with representatives from every spacefaring civilization. They had come to witness something that had never happened before, and hopefully would never need to happen again. Dr. Maya Chen stood beside General Sarah Rivera as the Supreme Arbiter's energy form coalesced into its most formal configuration. The chamber hummed with tension and anticipation. Everyone present knew they were about to change the course of galactic history. "We are gathered here," the Arbiter's thoughts resonated through the translation matrix, "to address an existential threat to galactic stability, but not in the way many of you expected." Holographic displays activated around the chamber, showing footage from dozens of encounters between human forces and various alien civilizations. Each clip demonstrated humanity's unprecedented ability to adapt, improve, and transcend any technology they encountered. For the first time in galactic history, the Arbiter continued, "We face a species that cannot be defeated through conventional warfare. Every attempt to contain them militarily has only made them stronger. They adapt to our weapons, improve our defenses, and turn our own technology against us, often within hours of first encountering it." The Arcanian representative's crystalline form pulsed with remembered humiliation. They have made a mockery of military traditions that have stood for millions of years. "No." Maya stepped forward, her voice calm but firm. "We've shown that those traditions need to change. Every species here developed their technology gradually, had centuries or millennia to understand its implications. Humanity, we were thrust into an advanced galactic community and had to adapt or die. We chose to adapt." General Rivera joined her. "But adaptation doesn't have to mean conflict. You fear our ability to understand and improve upon any technology we encounter. Have you considered what that same ability could mean for peaceful advancement?" The chamber erupted in murmurs as Rivera gestured to a new set of holographic displays. They showed human scientists working alongside alien researchers, applying their unique adaptive capabilities to solve problems that had plagued various civilizations for generations. Within months of peaceful contact, Rivera continued, "Human engineers helped the Hive Collective improve their neural network efficiency by 300%. Our medical researchers, after studying meridian biotechnology, developed cures for diseases that had plagued the quantum architects for millennia. This is what we're capable of when we're not forced to focus on survival." The Supreme Arbiter's energy form pulsed with approval. "And this brings us to today's unprecedented proposal. We cannot defeat humanity in warfare, but perhaps we don't need to." A new hologram appeared in the center of the chamber, a document that would become known as the Galactic Warfare Exclusion Treaty. By unanimous decision of the Galactic Council, the Arbiter announced, "Humanity is hereby permanently banned from participating in any form of galactic warfare." The chamber fell silent as the implications sank in. Maya and Rivera exchanged knowing looks. This was what they had been working toward all along. In exchange, the Arbiter continued, "Humanity will share its unique adaptive capabilities with the galactic community, not for warfare, but for advancement. Their ability to understand and improve technology will be turned toward solving problems, not creating weapons." The treaty outlined the details. No species could engage in warfare with humans, and humans were prohibited from participating in military conflicts beyond their solar system. In return, humanity would have full access to galactic technology and civilization, with the understanding that their improvements and innovations would benefit all species. "We're not just banning warfare," Maya addressed the chamber. "We're making it obsolete. Why fight over technology when we can help everyone improve it? Why compete militarily when we can collaborate scientifically?" As the treaty was formally ratified, something remarkable happened. Species that had been enemies for millennia found themselves united in a new purpose. The very ability that had made humanity too dangerous to fight made them invaluable as allies in peace. Years later, Maya stood in her office at the newly established Galactic Innovation Center on Mars, watching ships from 100 worlds dock at the research station. Human adaptive capabilities had revolutionized everything from medicine to space travel, solving problems that had seemed insurmountable. "Was this your plan all along?" the Supreme Arbiter asked during a private visit, its energy form showing genuine curiosity. Maya smiled. "Humanity's greatest strength isn't our ability to adapt to warfare. It's our ability to adapt to anything. We just had to show you it was better to work with us than against us." The ban on human warfare had become the foundation of a new galactic age. Humanity had proven that the most powerful adaptation wasn't learning to fight better, it was learning not to fight at all. And somewhere in deep space, the ancient civilization that had left the original artifact watched with satisfaction. Their test had worked exactly as intended, finding a species that could not only master advanced technology, but could teach the galaxy a new way forward. The day humanity was banned from galactic warfare became known not as a punishment, but as the beginning of the greatest period of advancement and peace the galaxy had ever known. It turned out that humanity's most remarkable ability wasn't their skill at improving weapons, it was their capacity to improve everything else instead.